So today we're going to be going over the acrobatic jacks that we learned from the expert at the card table. Hacha. There it is. So, for this particular trick, it's going to require 4 cards. Now, keeping with the theme of this trick, we will use the acrobatic jacks, the 4 of a kind. Now, what I would implore for this is that you do this in a way where, obviously, if you've already had 4 cards selected, then use those cards. So you definitely could do that, especially after that prediction trick that I taught on the channel recently, which is when you take the top and the bottom card and you find the match in the deck, and then you have the spectator stop on those cards. Then, of course, you could use those 4 cards for the acrobatic jacks. So, here's how it goes. You have a spectator over here and a spectator over here. One has the black jacks, one has the red jacks. Now, basically, you're going to have one of them hand you one of the jacks. In this case, we got the jack of diamonds goes on top. And in this case, the jack of spades goes in the center. And then all you have to do is snap your fingers. And the black jack is now on the top. And the red jack is now in the center. Gorgeous, right? But we're gonna go ahead and up the ante here. We're actually gonna leave the jack of diamonds on the bottom and put the jack of spades on the top. Now all we do is snap our fingers, and you'll notice that the jacks are gone from the top and the bottom. They are actually in the middle of the pack. What? That's cuckoo bananas if you ask me. They're jumping all over the place. Now for the last one, we're going to go into the finale. Ooh. This one's really got to blow your mind. So we're going to use all 4 jacks. In this case, we're going to use the 2 black jacks. One is going to go on top. One is going to go on the bottom. The 2 red jacks are going to go into the center. But you know what? Why don't we make this even more mesmerizing? We're actually going to turn the jacks face up into the pack. You can see them right there. Face up jacks go into the deck. Don't worry, the magic hasn't happened yet. These jacks are absolutely phenomenal. Look at that. It's happened, I tell you. The jacks have already switched places. You now have the red jacks on the outside and the black jacks in the center. What? That's crazy. Snap our fingers again, and of course we will end where we began, with the black jacks on the outside and the red jacks, of course, are in the center. Now that is an absolutely gorgeous card trick if you ask me. And if you want to learn it, go ahead and stick around. But if you want to keep the magic real, then go ahead and check out the next video. But first, don't forget to subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And of course, if you want to learn this trick from the source, go ahead and check the description below for an affiliate link to Amazon to get your very own The Expert at the Card Table. And don't forget that if you do use that link, it does help out the channel by providing a small commission. Now that we've got that out of the way, why don't we go ahead and jump into the tutorial. Like I said, you're going to need 4 jacks. You don't necessarily need the 2 spectators, as you saw. But for the first phase, you're going to have 1 on the top, and you're going to have 1 in the middle. Now, in order to make this work, you're going to have to split the deck like this into a Charlier cut. Now, the Charlier cut is a one-handed cut. that you can do as a flourish. But if you simply put your hand over the deck while you're doing the Charlier cut, as if by magic, it becomes a more of a stealth move, a shift, if you will. So, once again, red jack on top. Open up your pack. Place this card in. Now, as the guise of squaring it all up, you're simply going to execute the Charlier, which is going to make them switch places. Now, I like to do this little flourishy thing where I isolate the card from the pack, and that just helps me set up so that I can retrieve them a little bit easier, but it just makes you remember which one you're looking for. Red jack in the center, you take that out. Now, of course, you can give these back to the spectator. They can switch them up however you want to do it. But now you're going to put one on the top and one on the bottom. So blackjack on the bottom, red jack on top. Now, once again, you could isolate them with a Charlier cut, which will make both of the jacks, the top and the bottom, meet in the middle. So that is an option. You could also execute a turnover pass if you wanted to vary what it is that you're doing. Now, if you're going to do that, I'd recommend starting from the top, spreading through the cards, getting as a good spread as possible until you get to about the center. Then you're going to create a break. Hold that break as you go through the rest of the cards to show that the jack is here, leaving a mess. So as you square them all up, you've got this nice little break here. Again, with cover, you're going to come over and you're simply going to turn the pack over, which of course is going to leave a break in the center. And that's going to be your two jacks in the middle. Went the wrong way. There you go. So two jacks in the middle. Of course, you could reverse that by spreading through the cards and showing them the two, and then simply turning them back over and just saying, well, you know what, we haven't done the magic yet, so why don't we go ahead and start over. So depending on how you want to present your character, that's how you could do that reset. Now we go into the final phase. Now, I turn them over because I think that looks kind of cool that they're turned over cards for the reveal purposes, but this is what it looks like when the cards are just normal top and bottom. Once again, as I said, you go ahead and show your cards like this. Get a nice spread from the top so that you can see it there. And then perhaps turn them over so that they're face down. They'll still be able to see the jacks if you flash them. But you can get this nice little thumb break here. Put both into the center. And keep them spread apart, because then you can get your thumb where you need to get it as you rotate around. And once again, you're covering up that action by squaring up the pack. Like that's the squaring up action. And you can see the move's already done. Now, notice how you can already see the top cards have changed, which of course leaves the red jacks in the center. Hacha. Once again, get your break. And the reset is already done because the red jack's back on the top and the bottom. And of course, that means that your jacks are lost in the center. There they are. PSSS. Boom. 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 The Acrobatic Jacks. They are switching places using this idea that the deck is not a straight line. It is in fact a circle. because the top card and the bottom card are ever evolving unless you do a triple cut. That's for another lesson. But yeah, the idea that the top and bottom card are next to each other, not when you do a cut, not apart from each other. So using that principle as well as isolating with a one-handed cut, ooh, buddies, like you can really get some nice motion in there for the purpose of coverage to create this illusion. Like, for instance, let's say you have a face-up card in the pack. You're already isolating your break. And then you turn over the top card. Like this. Not flashing the card that you've already got down there. Simply cover up the pack with one hand. And now it's changed to a different card. So that's the principle that we're going with here today, is that you are simply cutting the pack, which is moving those cards in a way that you are controlling. The first step is switching places. The second step is utilizing that circular to get them next to each other. And the last one, of course, is jumping, because you have more jacks doing even more impossible things. So there you have it, the Acrobatic Jacks from the Expert at the Card Table by S.W. Bernace. Don't forget to check the link below or on the last video to pick up your very own Expert at the Card Table book today. There are also other versions that you could pick up, like the Madison version might be a good one to have. And don't forget to subscribe, because it really does help out the channel. And of course, as always, always remember, stay positive, stay active, and stay awesome. And we'll see you, hopefully, in the next.